Juniper. It's a name you see all over Central Oregon. But besides giving Central Oregonians horrible allergies, what do we really know about juniper in Central Oregon?
Well, first, at one time, Central Oregonians actually thought that juniper might become a major cash crop.
They had crews that worked out on Horse Ridge that were harvesting juniper. There was actually crews that worked along the river in the Tumalo area, again, harvesting juniper logs that would be sent either to the pencil manufacturers or one of the little sawmills that was actually, coincidentally, near the old pencil factory that milled juniper lumber.
Wait, did he say old pencil factory?
So in 1921, there was a company that built a pencil slat factory because the cedar that they used that was coming from Tennessee and Florida was getting scarce, and so they thought that they could use juniper wood to make pencil slats.
There was so much hype about a juniper pencil gold rush that not only did they build a pencil factory in Bend, there was one in Redmond too. But
the plant in Redmond, even with the equipment in it, never opened because it burnt down before it had a chance to run any material through it. The plant in Bend operated for a couple of years, and then they went bankrupt. And in about 10 years later, the county sold the building for back taxes.
Now, us Central Oregonians, we're a hardy bunch, and we'll be damned if we let a bankruptcy and a plant burning down stop us from making the big bucks.
And so there was actually several companies here locally that made juniper novelties. So there was, and the most interesting one was actually a gentleman that lived in the Shevlin logging camp. He had a juniper product side business, which the irony of him working for a giant pine sawmill and then making juniper products out of the company town was a little ironic.
Our passion for juniper in Central Oregon is so strong that we'll even try to get blood from a turnip. A juniper turnip. Wait, what?
There was a company that wanted to extract the oil from juniper, and that seems kind of like how you're gonna get water out of a rock, but it's pretty difficult to get enough chemical out of a juniper to be able to meet the demand.
Wow, with all these failed attempts at making big money from juniper, I need a drink. Hints of vanilla, grapefruit, and juniper.
There was a local company that was making juniper wine posts because the juniper woods was naturally rot resistant. It would keep the bugs away, and it would be considered an organic way to grow grapes as opposed to using pressure treated materials that was common in the vineyards.
that's right, juniper is rot resistant, it's aromatic, it's known for its durability, it's a natural insect repellent.
Some native tribes even use juniper wood and branches in ceremonies to ward off evil spirits. But it does have one fatal flaw.
It's a very difficult material to work with. Not only it's hard to cut, it's pretty tough on chainsaws, but then actually any kind of woodworking blades or bits are very difficult to work through juniper. And juniper, because of the way the trees grow, as you can see them, they're always kind of twisted and turned, which makes them an interesting tree, but it doesn't make for very good wood, and you'll get wood that has lots of turns and twists in it too. It's a beautiful wood.
But despite its ability to give Central Oregonians allergies and its difficulty to work with, juniper's beauty and abundance has made it a staple in our way of life.
You know, juniper's got a pretty good name around here. If you think about, you know, for the Centennial, Redmond had storefronts, and they renamed the town Juniper Junction. In Juniper Park, again, Juniper, they had a replica of Fort Benham, and they called it Fort Juniper.
From Juniper Ridge, I'm Scott Elnes for Central Oregon Daily News.